Hello and welcome to this video. My name is IZAACMARING. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And in this video, I want to be helping you become more successful in the future. So in this video, I really wanted to help you become more successful if you are a teenager at any age, but mainly I wanted to focus on the younger generations of people that are wasting their money on various items and where they could be spending their money instead. So I'm going to be listing off a couple of things that many people, especially the younger generations, waste their money on, and then I'm going to tell you where you should actually put that money and where you can have it grow even better, or it can just be more valuable than putting in places that you don't need to. Alright, so I'm not going to waste your time here, and we're going to get right into the first one. And the first category I want to talk about where a lot of people waste their money is food. I know food is a necessity, and sometimes people need to spend a little bit more than others to get into certain foods. But what I'm talking about here is going out and spending on going to restaurants and fast food places where you really don't need to go, when you can go to the store and bring home food and then cook it in your kitchen yourself. It saves a lot of money compared to going out and getting food at the restaurant. And nowadays, a lot of people are using like DoorDash and Uber Eats to get their food. And when you do this, you are paying way too much to get your food, because you're paying to get the food made at the restaurant, and then you're paying the delivery driver. So you're paying like sometimes even double or triple the amount you need to instead of making food at your house. You can save hundreds of dollars a week by just making food at home and then not going out to eat. So you should really stop going out to eat if you are continuing doing this. And going out to eat should just be a special occasion thing where it's maybe a reward for something that you've been really trying to work up for. And it's not like something where you, at the end of the day, are like, wow, I completed the day. I might have done something small today, so I'm going to go get something to eat and reward myself. No, it should be really used as a big reward, and it shouldn't be you go out to eat all the time. And maybe you can make it just a once a week thing if you are really bad and go out to eat a lot, or maybe just make it a once a month thing. The next thing a lot of younger generations spend their money on and waste it all is by going and buying coffee. Coffee sometimes is a big waste of money in certain places. Sometimes you could spend upwards of like $6-7 on just one cup of coffee, when you can just make some at home and it will cost you 20 cents. And if you really didn't think it would cost you that cheap, it really does. It costs you 20 cents to be able to make it at your house, and it tastes just as good. And you can make even more of it. You can have as much as you want, and you don't have to go and drive to somewhere else. Some people really like the enjoyment of going there and paying for the coffee, but I think it's really not much of an enjoyment, especially it's only a little bit of an enjoyment thing, and you're spending way too much on it. You should just make your coffee at home instead of spending $7, because you could literally save so much. Because if you spend $5 or $6, $7 a day, that's spending like over $2,000 a year that you could be saving or investing. The next thing you need to cut back on is buying various items and toys, and it doesn't really have to be toys, but just various items you impulse buy. And the way you can like avoid this is by not buying your item as soon as you see it, because usually once you buy that item, you really don't have that much of enjoyment after that, except for that initial purchase. Sometimes people only like to just go buy things and they actually have no really use or purpose for it. To avoid this, you can just wait at least 1 or 2 days before actually rethinking about buying that item, or you can even wait even longer than that. And if you come back to it and really think about it and see how much it's going to bring back to you, and if it is really something that you need or want, then then you can really reconsider on buying it. It could be even like simple $5 to $15 items, but it really adds up, and once you see the difference on cutting back on those items, you will see a huge difference on how much money you're saving and what you can do with your money instead. The first thing you can do with your money after you're saving it by cutting back on those things that I just said is by opening up a custodial account so you can invest in stocks. And you don't need to do this if you're over 18, but if you're under 18, you need a custodial account to be able to invest in stocks. And what this really is it's just like your bank account if you have one. It's a joint account to invest in stocks. And if your parents aren't really into this, well, I have a little bit other ideas where you can put your money. But investing in stocks is so powerful. And one way to give you a really good look at this, if you invested $150 in stocks or bonds every single month, and you had an average annual return of 8%, and if you invested for 45 years, because you were so young. Once you get retired, you will have over $640,000 in your account, and most of that is interest. And just by cutting back on certain items and investing instead, you can become almost at least a millionaire just by cutting back on those certain items. But if you cut back on multiple items and invest even double the amount, you will become a millionaire by the age of 60. No doubt about it. Of course, you can become a millionaire before then, but you will have over $1 million saved up into an account if you invest consistently and you keep cutting back on your purchases. Now, if you can't invest in the stock market, that's totally okay. Honestly, at a young age, it can be powerful to invest in the stock market, but it is not always the first thing that maybe I would do, because there's other ways I would want to put my money, as where I can use my time right now and my money to work together and even make more of a return, is by investing in a business venture. And I have actually done this in the past year. I invested in a lawn care business, and I've actually already made a pretty good amount of money back. I've also made a side hustles video, which includes some different business ideas. So if you want to go check out that video, I'll put it up here. I'll also put it in the link down below in the description for you to watch by the end of this video. Staying in any sort of business at a young age is extremely powerful, because you learn a lot at such a young age, and it just has a big chance to grow. And there's not really as much risk to losing anything at a younger age, because you don't have anything to lose. All you have to lose is the business and maybe your time. But your time and learning and going into that business and investing in your own business is going to be way better than the money that you spent into it. And you would be guaranteed to be able to actually learn something and get something out of it, even if you don't make any money from it. But there are a lot of teenagers that actually have made a lot of money and have ended up becoming millionaires from starting a business at such a young age and actually learning, putting their work and money back into it. The next thing that you really should do after saving your money and not buying stuff is by investing in your personal self. And you should always be investing in your personal growth and your personal self anyway, but when you have extra money, you can invest even more. And by investing in yourself, you are growing your knowledge. Maybe you're even working on your body, maybe you're working on your mental state of mind or anything like that. You are going to make yourself a better person, and in return, that is way more value than all the money that you are spending on it, and it is a great investment for yourself. Investing in yourself can branch off into many different ways. You can end up actually becoming way more successful by getting your body and mind right before even doing anything else. And by just improving your knowledge, knowledge is so powerful, you will never run out of knowledge to be learned, and knowledge will never really go away. If you know something, you know something. Money can go away, but knowledge cannot. So at least if you're putting money into knowledge, you're putting money into something that will never go away. The next place to invest in is by investing in that like button and making it turn blue. And just by doing that, that will help other people see this video, which will in turn help other people change their lives and invest in themselves and stop spending money on places they don't need to. So if you could just give this video a like, that would be greatly appreciated. And we'll get right on to the actual real next one, but I really appreciate if you did that. The next one I have for you is by investing in long-term fulfillment items. Now, I said you really shouldn't be wasting your money on a lot of different items or toys or anything like that, but maybe there's a sport you play and you invest in the balls or the equipment in the sport, and that is, I think, a good self-improvement type of way. And that is a very good long-term fulfillment thing, because once you're older, had that skills, you would have had that experience at a young age, and playing sports and doing those type of activities can actually grow you as a person anyway. And this is something that I would rather you do instead of spending it on stuff that's a really short-term fulfillment type of item, and try to invest in something that is going to be for the long term. Something that you are going to see in 10 years. Maybe you still have this item in 10 years and it's still bringing back value to you, but just investing in certain items that you can look back at and just making memories of, and actually improving your life for the future and for right now. Investing in long-term fulfilling items will be very good for you and your future. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video, but I really hoped that you learned something from this and you kind of looked back on your expenses, and maybe you realize that maybe you should cut back on certain items. And if you even look at your day-to-day expenses and you look at how much you're actually spending on things, and you can actually turn that money into way more value in the end by spending on stuff that's not going to go away within a day or within a week, and that's going to stay with you forever. I know that a lot of people have told me that they don't really care about spending money now because they can make it back, which is quite true, and it is your money. You can do whatever you want with your own money, but investing in other things that are actually going to bring more value to you is a way better choice than investing in a candy or anything that really just goes away within like a minute. I really wanted to point that out to you, and if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate that you did, and hopefully this actually did something for you, and hopefully it actually kind of changed your life in a way. If it did, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll see more videos just like this one, and more about investing and real estate and anything really finance and some things I just really enjoy. You could also ring that bell just to get notified when I post another banger of a video. So make sure you guys just do those. And lastly, if you are going to be saving your money, save it within Yotta savings and get your 100 free tickets using code IZAACMARING. When using this code, you get 100 free tickets where you could win all the way up to $10 million in Yotta savings. And by saving more money into Yotta savings, you can have more tickets. And it's just a little fun way to save your money. And so make sure you use my code IZAACMARING and go sign up for Yotta savings. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great day or night, and take care.